Oh, hello there. Welcome. It is us, the Saturday Night Wrestlemaniacs, coming to you live in living color, unhinged, excited from Sesame Street and KG's world. Nubian Sumo coming from, we don't know what womb he came out of. But most importantly than that, at the top of the line, the biggest thing we can discuss is putting the ones up and acknowledging the return of our tribal chief. I know the garbage that they talking about, OTC is original tribal chief. I say it's one true chief. But welcome back, Roman Reigns. So if you're wondering what's going on and what's happening, we're talking SummerSlam, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to cover, unfortunately, a travesty of justice once again because the Nubian Sumo decided he wanted to be a follower, not a leader, and pick some of the same people that I picked, which enabled him to end up in a tie situation. And thanks to the fact that we did not establish a tiebreaker in advance, he is still the de facto pick champ for the moment. So while he gets to look at a nice and pretty glistening glory at the moment, you saw KG. He just went and turned his camera off because he's crying again because he didn't have an opportunity. Who screwed you over? What pick was it, KG?
Gunther versus Damian Priest.
God daggone. Hurt that man's feelings. So, Sumo,
that darn
put yourself over. So go ahead.
That darn Finn Balor. I mean, I don't know what was on his mind and what not when he did what he did. That dastardly fiend.
Oh man.
But as I said in the past, as I will always say, in the words of the Nature Boy, the original Nature Boy, Buddy Rogers.
Yep.
To another guy, couldn't happen.
Well,
I am
a nicer guy, but
still your sideline junkies, Saturday Night Wrestlemaniacs, premium live event, pay-per-view picks, champion.
Yep, and nobody cares. So you won by you have it by a tie. You didn't win. You have a tie.
Don't matter.
Semantics.
Hey,
we're gonna hold on to it.
All I know is this: if the two of us were being chased by a bear,
here it comes.
The only thing that matters is that I run faster than you, and I ran faster than you.
You didn't one time.
I was one step ahead of you, buddy.
Yeah, most of the time you're the white girl that trips over nothing and you get slashed in the movie.
That's all right.
The one time you have a flashlight, now you want to hold on to it and act like you did something phenomenal. You just have to be in the right place at the right time.
If you can, lose if you must, but always cheat, right?
Absolutely.
It don't matter. Hey, the tie goes to the runner in baseball, right?
Yep.
Double disqualification, double count out, what? Time limit draw, it's all the same. Champion retains. Champion retains.
I give it to you this time only because
shut up.
I give it to you this time only because you are not referencing any weird lead-in or segue to a story that makes absolutely no sense or has no relevance. Hopefully, if any of you took the opportunity to watch last week's episode, you ate some hot dogs and then wondered, what the... Are we there? Is this a Sam Jackson episode, KG? Are we there?
No, we're not there.
No, we're not there.
What the heck the hot dogs had to do with the other part of the story? But
that's all right. That's all right. But y'all talked to you and was it Sam decided to talk hot dogs for the rest of the show. So it must have been. It must have been written up for y'all to talk about the rest of the show, and you still talking about it. So it must be relevant.
I mean, technically, I had some this week.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just
acknowledge me. Shut up and acknowledge me.
We acknowledge my tribal chief and the fact that he is back. KG, we're also going to take a quick second to acknowledge what is imminent in the future, and that is somehow the powers that be not only told us we had to wear a got daggone polo shirt so the network wins again, but we will be joining the Me TV family. So KG from Sesame Street Land, since we are out there trying to get ourselves on public access so that way we can talk to the publics about public things. Lord help us on that one. But tell them where they can see us on Me TV. And then very soon we'll be telling you what time to watch us and let your kids watch so that way we can warp their fragile little minds.
Not only will you see the Saturday Night Wrestlemaniacs, you'll see Beyond Me, the show, All in Football on Me TV in New York, Phoenix, Hartford, Los Angeles, Seattle, Des Moines, Chicago, Cleveland, South Bend, Dallas, Nashville, Orlando, Houston, Salt Lake City, St. Louis, Milwaukee, and Washington, D.C.
There we go. And we talked him up. He's almost on Joe Hendry level. But Mr. Sam, welcome. He is chiming in. Know that he had a hot dog with onion rings and coleslaw, and it was low-key good. So there you go, Sumo.
I told you.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. I'm trying to give you a moment. You just can't take that.
I tried to tell you.
AG, are you sure it's in the Sam Jackson episode? I need to get at least one MF out. We're getting there. He's pushing the envelope.
No, you cannot have one.
He's pushing the envelope, man. I'm trying to get there. God dang. Shoot, my girls got me all excited, and he over here being a Debbie Downer. What?
Don't nobody care about them lot lizards.
Well, you still haven't produced any extra.
I'm working on it. I got a couple of pimps and club owners I got to talk to first. You know, it's a negotiation right now.
Emotep and a Knocks on the Moon doesn't count. You having some goddamn crypt keepers over here. You know, they do pop 2 hips and grandma's done. That is not going to cut it, Sumo.
Hey, I'm working. I'm gonna get it done.
Drop it like it's hot. We may have a shot. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Grandma
got like down. I don't know. She may not get back up ever in life, but she got down.
I got a couple of them that might even take the teeth out for us.
Well,
I'm not even getting into that. I'm just sitting over here and I'm talking.
I mean,
hey, you ain't lived till you had that slip slide.
Truth. Very true. So let's go ahead and jump into it. We talked about it on the television show, and obviously you saw at the top of the Unhinged show, Roman Reigns is back. Second thing we touched on is this right here. Coming out of SummerSlam, this is probably the biggest swerve situation that we had, and that was Finn Balor turning on Damian Priest. We talked about it as a possibility, but it finally happened. And Dominic still being one of the luckiest sought-after men in all of professional sports. As in one night, he got a kiss from Liv and got licked by Rhea. So, yeah.
Ron Jeremy working.
What'd you say?
Yeah, Ron Jeremy mustache is working.
But here's a question. I thought the rule was if I lick it, it's mine.
Well, that would be a rule. However, there is a point of contention between the two of y'all because we didn't get this solved on a TV show, and I'm still trying to figure out. So if that's the rule, KG, then who's claiming the champ?
The only person that picked her. I licked it, so it's mine.
That's where you're gonna leave that, Sumo? You gonna let him take it? Is she his? Is that the rule?
The proof is in the pudding, and I'll be in the pudding in about half hour.
Sesame Street, you gonna take that? That man got you up against the wall.
Man, here's the thing. You can say what you want, but I was through with it before you knew what to do with it. Please stop playing with me.
Oh, snap.
Okay.
Challenge.
Like you said, you through with it. Like you said, you through with it. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
This is unhinged.
And she coming over here to this community chest. I got the monopoly on that.
So we got a request to try to get ourselves over to Baltimore. Unfortunately, you know, I don't know. We're going to work on Maryland Public Television, but we got to see if James is temporary hose or Baltimore worthy. You know, they got to understand the percolator and everything else, and some house music. They have to have a strong disdain for go-go.
It's a couple tree of them coming out of B-More.
Okay.
It's a couple tree.
Sesame Street, where you at?
I'm still around here. I'm just wondering why. Nubian Sumo, you had so much to say about Nia Jax, but yet and still, she was wrestling Bailey, and you know we were doing picks, and we did picks right here on this very show.
Sound like somebody's getting called out to the carpet.
And we went around the table.
Uh-oh.
I picked Nia. And the first thing you said is you put your hat on, you had your tambourine.
You don't have No, he's doing it.
See what I mean?
Doing it.
See what I mean?
Jesus
You didn't pick Nia. You had you wanted nothing to do with Nia, but now you wanna be into the spoils of this championship run. No, sir, you cannot. The bandwagon is no longer.
Hey, look.
Stop.
Listen. Okay. As I said on the television show, we had us a little bit of an argument, and I made my pick out of emotion. Okay. The woman didn't make my bologna sandwich right that night. Okay. I mean, she put lettuce on top of the bologna instead of on the bottom of the bologna. You know what I'm saying? She ain't put the cheese at the angle that I liked it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to say something to her, and she got the smart mouth. So, you know, I had to kind of let her have it a little bit. You know, now like I said, I made my pick out of emotion. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I did pick against her, but she understands. You know, she'd already called me. But in the midst of our little break and whatnot between shows, she'd already called me, told me that she was at the club celebrating with Tiffany, you know, and everything's fine, that she'll be back. She'll be back to the house, you know, and she'll do better on my bologna sandwiches from now on. You know, she'll make sure to toast the bread this time, like I like it, you know what I'm saying? So everything's fine. You know, stay out, stop cutting my grass. I done told you before. Stop cutting my grass.
See,
right?
Here's the thing. We come into this, and if I'm not mistaken,
no, that's the only thing she did right. Bread and butter pickles. See, Sam, you starting to make me like
you. What the fuck is wrong with you? Damn,
you starting to make me like you, Sam. I'm really liking you right now. Coleslaw and bread and butter pickles. Where you from, son? Me and you need to talk. Me and you need to have a conversation. Cause we vibing here. You know, we got something going on right now, for real. I like you, Sam. You all right.
This fool got 3 days.
You all right?
Need to get. He's got some problems tonight.
I'm gonna say this: you couldn't be bothered enough to root for her to win this championship, but you want to revel in the spoils. You want to see her when she gets home from the club with Tiffany Stratton. Well, I mean, that's what she told you, though.
Cut your promo.
Told you she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
hey, whatever she does, she does. You know what I'm saying? I don't handcuff her. I don't handcuff her.
I get that.
You know, hey, she gets here when she gets here. When she gets here, she'll be thoroughly satisfied with being here.
I get that.
Do you think you could recruit her for the show for free?
No, hold on. Let me say.
No, I gotta charge. I'm gonna charge y'all for letting her dance.
Let me say this.
Her dance.
We try and get the rub on an intro video. You can't even hook us up.
Hold on.
Hey, look, I got it in Naya's contract that every time she slaps her ass in a damn match, that I get $1 a smack. So, you know, I got at least $5 coming tonight.
But hold on. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna put it into perspective for you. You say I'm cutting your grass. No way, shape, or form am I cutting your grass, because I've showed love for Naya for the last 6 years on this very show. But you also remember who you're dealing with. You can call me what you want, but you got to remember who you're dealing with.
The cigar getting to me.
See, but you know the motto, though, don't you? You know the motto of the big guy KG, don't you?
No, I don't.
I don't know either.
Meet him, leave him. That's the way I fucking treat him. Let's go. Please stop playing with me. I don't have to cut your grass.
He seems a little sensitive tonight, don't he?
I don't have to cut your grass.
I
don't have to.
See what happened when he get the brick wall on Sesame Street? See, I told you he was hardcore.
With sensitivity, a man like me, somebody like KG, somebody like KG, somebody like KG, like me, girl, somebody like KG.
Oh my God. That may have to be a ringtone or something, I swear. Hey, KG, you have to take that L dog. That man has done this, Sasha Banks, and brought Bobby Brown into this. It's a wrap, done. You're done.
Well, that's Ralph Tresvant.
Well, Robbie, I'm sorry. That's even worse.
Was right.
But hold on. Now I can't take that L. Because you may call me Mr. Sensitivity, but you know what? When I tell her straight up, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, baby. You want to take it to New Jack Swing? Huh? Now I have you all to myself. You can put all those other guys all on the shelf. No need to run and no need to hide. All the doors are locked and I have you inside. You can yell and you can hit me. It just makes me horny. Ain't nothing but a love thing, baby. Between me and you. You know how it is. Hey.
You done? Is you finished or is you done?
I can't.
Hey, you know what I tell her in the morning?
Finish it. Done.
You know what I tell her in the morning? I'm rising again. Give me a sedative, baby. Don't be afraid. Let's go. Come on, move on. Move on.
Do you have a rebuttal to that, Sumo? Just out of curiosity. I know if you had another song in the chamber.
In the great words of the great poet Shaquille O'Neal. Hey, KG, tell me how my ass tastes.
Woo! Yeah, you said she come over. You gonna tell me
we have a winner?
Hey, make sure you
we
right
have
in the
a winner.
Kiss her right in the mouth.
Woo! Woo! So, we're gonna go ahead and take this image off the screen because congratulations, Nia Jax, on becoming a two-time champ. But according to these two, yeah, you got a lot of work to do and a lot to prove. So, allegedly, before we got to the worst karaoke ever and the dance off and the grass off, I mean, you know, hopefully y'all de-weeded and lined it up as well. You know, maybe a nice clean Brazilian. daggone SummerSlam. I'm assuming technically it happened yesterday. Tribal Chief comes back. Nia wins. Dom makes out with Liv. Liv retains. Balor cost Damian Priest the match. And then we could get into some other stuff.
And I'm still champion.
Right here. What's your thoughts? Braun Breaker, our new IC champion. Both his uncle and his dad and DDP was in the house and popped when Braun won. So thoughts? We talked about it before. Is it too early? Is it the right time? You know. Actually, hold on. KG, your boy Sam put you over.
Hey. I'll be on that Teddy Pendergrass turn off the lights. Yes, most definitely. But guess what? When I tell them turn them off, you got to yell at it. Turn them off. Let's go.
See, that's the problem. You on that Teddy Pendergrass. I'm on that T-Pain. I'm Teddy Pender ass down.
How's that getting you? She told you she at the club.
Yeah, she at the club.
She at the club.
Hey, aren't you glad it's 3 years later to where we can't get Me Too at this point? Because I'm quite sure.
No, we can still get Me. We can still get Me Too.
Y'all would have got Me 3 at this point. To be honest,
we can get spoke out too.
Y'all were a little excessive on that one.
Oh, now it's excessive. Here we go.
That was excessive. That was excessive. I wanted to join in, but I'm sorry. There was no room in that situation right there. I just had to sit on the sidelines and catch it on KG's OnlyFans. Sumo, you want to plug your OnlyFans?
I don't have OnlyFans.
Oh,
KG's the only one with the OnlyFans on here with the feet pics.
We ain't got to get paid somehow.
You get them bunions straightened out.
Ain't my feet.
Oh, speaking of which, you get that afterwife for that championship belt that we were talking about on the TV show.
See, that's the problem. You talking about asking. What you? I got to give
Don't
a shout out.
Go there.
Hold on.
We do not see any crimes committed.
Nope.
You about to get
if I see a right hand come across that screen on your jaw, I'm laughing like hell. I'm just letting you know. Then I ask you how you doing.
No,
I didn't ask. I'm be like, well, you shouldn't have said it. We're telling you now. At this very moment,
you should have been bobbing and weaving.
Here's the thing. This is what I learned.
She's gonna hit you like that real female in the Olympics.
This is what I learned being married. Rather than ask for permission, you go ahead and do it and then ask for forgiveness.
So go ahead and do it then. See if you get forgive.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Already done.
Yep.
Shoot. Every turn, she's gonna be like Joe Henry just knocking you out every turn. You're gonna be at work. Man, I can't wait to get that belt. There she is right there.
Wait.
What if I say face?
Yep.
She giving me the look right now. Is that a no?
Why you at whoa? Why you asking?
What is that? I'm not asking. I'm like,
no. Where's the forgiveness?
You was letting
the forgiveness.
Go ahead.
Ask for forgiveness.
No, you trying to backpedal, Sumo.
Okay, wait, hold on. Wait. I'm about to show you something.
Watch his camera go off. Watch his camera go off.
My camera's going off. I'm about to show you something. Watch. Just watch. Pay attention.
Lights go off. She whipping her ass right now.
I know, right?
Still say no? You still say no?
I'm waiting for it to be like old school Batman and be like, pow, boom, oof.
You still say no? You still say no? No. I want to know. You still say no? I mean, you still not gonna forgive me? See, I know. Come here, let me slip this out of your neck. No. See? It's all a point of how you do it, man. It's all about how you do it. See, you got you got to shake it out, and then you got to call her. Hey, look at me. See,
shit.
That is that. Oh my
God. He's starting to feel like he's more mature now.
It's that easy, baby. You got to know what you're doing.
All right, Willie Nelson.
You got to know what you're doing.
You're gonna make it do what it do, baby. All right, so
he think he Jason Momoa over there or some shit. What the fuck?
Hey, with these long, luxurious locks, boy, I shit.
Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker doesn't have locks.
I thought it was too early, but
That's what she said.
Wrong. I was wrong. I didn't think they were going to put the belt on this early, but
it still may be too early. It still may be too early, but there's a method to the madness. So they got to take they took the belt off of Sammy, I'm thinking, so that he and Jay can hook up and start and get back in the blood and start doing the bloodline thing. Go after the tag titles against the bloodline.
Yeah.
Especially now that Roman's back. You know, Roman gonna need some backup. So automatically gonna go to Jay. He's gonna go to Jay first.
Bloodline 2.0.
They'll start the Bloodline 2.0 thing. You know, he'll go to Jay first. He gonna have to work on Jay. Jay gonna be doing this thing with Sammy. They gonna go after Roman's gonna play backup to Jay and Sammy as they're trying to go after the titles, the tag titles. And you know, it is what it is.
So just for clarity, Roman is black and white, and Solo is the Wolfpack.
Pretty much. That's why they got the red and black. Right.
Just wanted to make sure for everybody out there, like, that seemed kind of familiar. Yeah, we've seen this before, ladies and gentlemen. We have seen this before.
Speaking of which, we got to get to that next. We've seen it before.
Yeah. But go ahead, start it.
CM Punk.
Yep.
Coming out in the pink and black. Seth Rollins with the referee shirt with the arms cut off and the $10,000 pants. What was that? 27 years ago? We seen that?
Did you hear CM Punk when they were talking in the ring, him and Seth? He called his pants the Sabu pants.
Yeah.
Like he went right there, didn't he? Ah, that's funny.
So, Sumo, I know you like to plot the course for things. Looking at the results of what happened tonight, Drew McIntyre not only got the victory, but he also got the bracelet, which I guess the way they told the story was more important than the victory or the championship. Where do we go from here with these three? Are we triple threading? Where are we going?
It'll end up being they're gonna do the same thing with those three that they tried to do with Gunther, Drew, and Sheamus.
Mm-hmm. Here's the question:
they're just gonna have them go up against each other in singles. They're gonna have a triple threats and all that, and you know, to the point where one of them's gonna come out in the end, and it'll probably be CM Punk, and CM Punk will end up getting a title shot somewhere down the line.
Is Seth healthy enough for that?
Possibly. I mean, this is buying time, but my thought was, could this be a Hell in a Cell match? A triple threat Hell in a Cell? Because no matter which way you slice
it could wind up being one.
You know, it's somebody's going to interfere, and it's always going to be, you know, this triangle. But a Hell in a Cell, one winner. The question is, what's the prize? Is it the bracelet? Is it, you know, the winner? I don't know what they would do. You know, we won't challenge against each other, or, you know, just it's I quit in a Hell in a Cell. I don't know, but they have to have something definitive, especially since going into Survivor Series, we know that it is going to be War Games again, so we know the bloodline is locked. for that match for the men. The women, it's going to be kind of interesting because we don't know where that's going to go as of yet, unless they're going to kind of flesh out a little bit more the damage control and the lesbians. I don't know if they have a group name yet.
That's what everybody keep calling them.
With Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville and Zoe Stark, but
yeah, did I send y'all? Did y'all send y'all that meme?
I saw it. So
Lima, Echo, Bravo, Indigo.
Yep.
Lesbians, and then they got with the scissors and this thing that they do. They put the scissors out like this here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the thing. Isn't that a AEW thing about scissoring?
Yeah. But I doubt we'll get the Acclaimed over in the WWE to shine some light on that, or Billy Gunn anytime soon. However, that's the closest that I can think of right now to a women's War Games match, group-wise, unless they decide to reunite Black Girl Magic and add maybe Charlotte to it or something like that. But
no, they got to.
Wait.
They got to.
What did you say?
What?
Run that by me one more again. Reunite Black Girl Magic and do what?
Add Charlotte to it. It's War Games. Who else they gonna add to it?
Wait, time out. Back up. Hold up. Stop. Think about it. How you gonna redo Black Girl Magic and add Charlotte? Think about what you just said there.
I'm not talking about Charlotte being part of Black Girl Magic. We know that's not the case.
Oh, okay. I was gonna tell you straight up.
You can't have War Games with just 3-on-3.
I get that, but
so,
I was saying
you got to think about it. Charlotte comes back. You've got Nia as the champion. She's got Tiffany Stratton with her.
Okay,
you could put a couple other heel on the other side, and you could make it work that way as well. If you had to go a different way other than the lesbian damage control thing. That's where I was going with that.
No, when you said that, the first thing I thought of was, hold on, wait. Now, granted, Charlotte Flair is a wholesome white woman. She may have had some black in her, but she don't have no black in her.
Well, technically, she got some Mexican in it, and they just dropped off first.
Okay, but that she can't be a part of Black Girl Magic.
I didn't say she was a part of Black Girl Magic. I said put her with him. Put her with them. Calm down. Look,
that's what you said.
Look, CNN. I know you up against the wall right now in Sesame Street, but you're going
against the wall.
You're going too hardcore into all these late breaking stories.
I'm going by what you said.
God,
what you said was.
Next thing you know, you're going to be dropping some immigrants off on my lawn.
Hold on.
Calm down. Voter registration.
Hold on. You said put Black Girl Magic back together. Add Charlotte Flair. That's what you said.
You did say that.
Not adding Charlotte Flair to Black Girl Magic. Just trying to give them something to do in November. That's all I'm trying
to do. But they are going to have Black Girl Magic back together now that B. Priestley has joined up with the Unholy Union.
Yeah.
So they have to put them back together.
Now, we probably won't have them pointing to the WrestleMania sign like we just saw anytime soon. But I like this one, Sam. Charlotte fitting to be Marshmallow Magic all by herself. Like, well, I mean,
hey,
Andrade won't bat it. He won't mind.
Oh, think about this, though. They did put Owen Hart in the Nation of Domination.
And it worked.
It worked.
Yeah, it worked. So, I mean,
they did put KG at the top of the steps of the ESPN zone.
And it worked. It worked.
So, triple threat possibly could happen coming out of this. Hopefully, I wouldn't mind a Hell in a Cell match just to button it up and give us the payoff that we want with a lot of violence and a good, strong ending. I will ask this, though. Did it seem like CM Punk was wrestling at a slower pace? Did he seem more cautious to you? Or was that just me?
Uh, I think he was at the same pace that I've usually seen him in, but I wouldn't say that it didn't happen because I mean he is older. I mean he has been hurt. This is his first match back, in a PLE like this in like 10 plus years.
Right.
Being in a physical match like that, he hasn't been in a physical match like that in a long time. So I could see where he could be a little cautious.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it was pretty much paced the usual CM Punk pace to me. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Checking. Maybe I was just being a little critical. It seemed like it was just moving a little slow. And the last question I'll ask about CM Punk versus Drew. Within this, story that they're telling, do we really need AJ Lee to show up? No. Is it worth it? Does it make sense? Would that be a good payoff with the bracelet? Her and Larry to just be at a premium live event, or just let it be a pipe dream, so to speak? Because Big E and these pre-shows keeps alluding to things and nothing happens. So
Big E needs to shut his mouth because he did give the last pay-per-view. He did give away one of the matches, so right. He just needs to chill. But yeah, it wouldn't
stop telling him the answer. Don't put it on his sheet.
but having AJ show up at some point would not hurt. It wouldn't hurt at all. Her having the interaction with Drew, and slapping him around a little bit. Doing crazy AJ, it'd be good to see. The fans would like it.
Should Drew show up at the house? If it's not, her coming to an event, what if he shows up at the house? He's got the bracelet and he just feels like, I might as well go home.
Again, he could.
Again, another Brian Pillman.
Yeah, it could happen. A lot of things can happen in this, but. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
AKA, in other words, we've thrown out a lot of options, and we'll see which one they steal.
Throw it against the wall, see what sticks. That type of thing.
That's what she said. All right, so moving right along because we're not going to keep y'all too long because technically it's a Sunday show. We're doing a Sunday Rise, believe it or not, as we speak. This one, we all pretty much saw what was going to happen. We called a spade, if I remember correctly, right, KG?
Yes, we did.
Everybody went unanimous LA Knight. So he's got his championship. The chip's off his shoulder. Now what? Logan's good. What do we do with LA Knight now?
Hold on. Logan Paul put out a tweet earlier this week, and it was misinformation. Yes, he came back and he cleaned it up.
I guess we are having a Sunday Rise.
yeah. I mean, it got to be said. He came back and cleaned it up. But I think that this United States Championship win for LA Knight is beneath him.
Really?
He should have had gold around his waist. What did we say, about a year ago? No. It was about a year ago. We've been saying this for about a year because he's been white hot for a year, and they've done nothing with him. Every time he gets close, they snatch it away from him. And granted, if you keep him on TV, he's good chasing. This is beneath him. He should have had an Intercontinental shot or a World Heavyweight Championship shot, even an undisputed shot. He should have been one of your main eventers because he showed he has the mic skills, he has the mat skills. He's a total package. He should be carrying the banner for the company right next to Cody Rhodes.
Agreed. And we did say that. But now that he's starting to make his way up the mountaintop, because the IC championship could be in his future for WrestleMania. But who do we put in front of him now that's a valid test? Somebody for him to promo against, overcome, making his way towards Survivor Series. But we'll skip the next two PLEs and just work our way towards Survivor Series. Who do we have? Any ideas?
Let's see.
Is it just random tag team people like maybe Montez Ford?
I'm thinking tag team, but not them, not the Street Profits.
It's not going to be anybody of. So go ahead and get that dream out of your head.
I'm not saying that. No, we're talking about opponents. I didn't say winning.
No, it's not even going to happen. You know, I'm in a Facebook group, and they bring up a very good point.
Another one. You at least in 20 Facebook groups.
Well, it's all about getting. I like to see what the fans have to say.
You like to put some social in your media, huh?
Sometimes you gotta remove yourself. But this particular Facebook group, they talked about how there were no people of color on the card tonight.
Did they not watch the card? I could have swore Nia became champion.
Is Nia Bailey?
Well,
when you say color, you mean black?
Yes. There you go.
Okay. We didn't say that because there were no black folk in there. There were no black folks in there.
There were no black folk in the card tonight.
Well, Truth didn't wrestle, but he was there.
Yeah, he was there. But no, as far as being on the card, there were no black performers on the card tonight. And they brought up a really, really good point. They said in all the time that Bianca's been on the main roster, this is the first PLE that she's missed. With all the smoke that the Street Profits had a year ago, like they've cooled off to the point that you very rarely see them anymore.
Well, there's no Bobby Lashley. There's no Bobby Lashley anymore, so that group is pretty much done. The Pride is done.
Before they were a part of that, they were a damn good tag team themselves. What did they do? They took the belt off them.
Yeah.
And they were. Yeah. It seems like, God, I hate saying this, and I hate being this guy, but I'm going to have to be that guy because I'm going to call a spade a spade.
Okay.
It seems like when you have black factions or black tag teams that are over, they don't have the staying power because they don't get to be on TV. Like, how do you have something so great in Black Girl Magic with Naomi, Jade, and Bianca, and then you cast Naomi off to the side, you put the belts on Jade and Bianca, then you take the belts off of them, and then when do you see? You hardly ever see them together anymore. You have the Street Profits, who they were white hot in NXT. When they came up, they were the ones that, they didn't change. They let them be what they were. They were white hot. And then all of a sudden, you try to stick them in a faction with Bobby Lashley and everybody, and that didn't work. It wasn't them. They were already over. They were already faces. Leave them alone. When Keith Lee came up, Keith Lee was over on Sunday night when he won the North American Championship. And then all of a sudden, Monday evening, you done had him shave his beard and everything, and he's something totally different. Then you want to change him a month later to Bearcat Lee. You ruined him. You ruined him.
Yeah. He had the North American and NXT championship at the same time.
And then
you made him give up the North American belt.
You bring him up to the main roster and you ruined him. Now, I'm not saying that's just a black people thing. It seems like, under previous regime, that's been happening. But now it seems like it's like people are calling Triple H out about this. They're saying, hey, what's your deal with black wrestlers? Why are you not giving the black wrestlers the shine?
I was about to ask you about that. Is this something that you're putting on Triple H?
Yeah, everybody's putting it on Triple H. And I'm putting it on the company as a whole because whoever's doing the majority of the booking, if you're back there, now here's the thing: Triple H can book all of these matches. He can book this, but it's other people that's sitting there in that room. While he's not sitting in a room by himself booking, but if you're sitting in that room and he's booking all this, and you're not speaking up for the black talent, you're just as much of the problem as he is by not booking the black talent. I got a problem with that.
Maybe the problem is we're not in the room.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. I don't think we're represented in the room.
And the one person technically that would represent us. or you
I
would
can
think
think
that
of
would
one
represent us.
in the company that is in the room.
Yeah, the only option, or that would have enough clout to be in that room, would be The Rock. But yeah, that ain't happening.
Well, I'm gonna say
Plus,
something.
plus he ain't black anyway.
Yeah, it all depends on what day of the week it is and who you talk to. Because I've heard stories about him that I didn't want to believe, but I know it's true.
Right.
I've heard stories about him saying things about black folks, and laughing and joking with Shawn Michaels and Triple H about a few racist things that he shouldn't have said. And oh no, they don't mean anything by it. Yeah, they do. But
we need Ron Simmons in that room.
You do.
That'd be the one person I think that could handle the room and be able to state the piece. And then it's like, you gonna buck up against Ron Simmons,
who's a legitimate badass.
Yep.
But
now Ron Simmons is a good pick, but I would say more like Mark Henry.
If we get him back.
Yeah.
If you can get him back.
But then again, we probably are going to get Mark Henry back since his son just signed a next deal. So
you may get him back in a limited capacity because he's already out of AEW, and he's already said that he is now the booker, and I believe he's partial owner of an independent right now.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean too much because we got Booker T all the time on NXT. So we just need somebody in the room. Long story short, that's all. We just need somebody in the room.
If you got Booker T in the room, come on, GI Bro, got to do something.
We at least know he's at will to express his feelings about Hogan.
Don't. I have another reason.
The look on Sherry's face when that came out, it's like, what did he just say?
I have another reason to call him a piece of shit. If you haven't seen the photo of him floating around, he's a piece of shit.
Who, Hogan? Again?
Yeah. You took
Hogan.
You promoting your beard, but you're taking a picture out in the open in public with a gentleman with Nazi tattoos all up and down his arm.
Yep.
And nobody from your team said, "Hey, don't take that picture." You really don't give a damn. You showing that every turn, every day, we grow more and more, and we find out more and more how big of a piece of shit he really is.
All right, now I'm gonna post what Sam just said, but Sam is calling for one person to be murdered, and the other one, not a bad idea.
Oh shit! I bring D'Lo used to work backstage.
Like I said, not one of them, not a bad idea. The other one will get murdered.
Yeah.
Ron Simmons.
John
real quick. Ahmed don't want none of that smoke. None of that. But also, before we switch over to our last match of the night, congratulations to Steve Mongo McMichael for being inducted into the NFL Hall of Fame. Glad he was still with us to be able to, accept that Hall of Fame induction. That's pretty awesome. That man, I wish he was in good health because that'd been something to have him there. At least tonight or when they were in Chicago not too long ago, just to see him. But wish Mongo the best for sure. So, last one, biggest match. We've already acknowledged the tribal chief, but still, at the end of the day, I call this not a bad match. It started off slow, but then it picked up. I was expecting or looking for Hikuleo, to be honest with you. I was like, oh, man, or Zilla, because I wasn't sure, what Arn Anderson was really saying. He said, about a couple, but then, you may have friends in high places that may be somebody else. I'm like, well, is Arn referencing Roman? But they're like, no, he can't be talking about Roman because that'd be kind of weird if Arn is reaching out to Roman Reigns. But we also know that the Hardys met with WWE management this weekend as well. So technically, I was on the Hardy thing opposed to KO and Randy Orton. So I'm like, if the Hardys show up, I could see that as a nice little.
I thought it was going to be the Street Profits.
You thought the Street Profits?
I thought it was going to be the Street Profits because last week you had Cody Rhodes giving them very high praise for being as a tag team and for the things that they've been doing during their career. So I thought, they would give them the nod and, kind of have them come in and help them out. Yeah. Also, and my third person was going to be somebody different as well. I didn't think it was going to be Roman.
Who would you think it was going to be?
I thought it would be Paul Heyman bringing out Brock Lesnar.
Oh, man. That would have been something.
Well, that wasn't going to happen. It wasn't a black champion in sight.
Well, Cody is half Cuban, so, I mean, that counts.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Somebody said something about Cody. He was like, well, you got to realize Cody is, he grew up down in the South. He grew up in Atlanta. And his dad being who his dad is, Cody stepped black. That's Cody stepped black. So
he stepped into it for sure, yeah. And now has a beautiful
laid into it too.
So
hey, Cody has his black card.
Yep,
Cody definitely has his black card.
Brandy keeps him in check, and I believe that was Brandy's mom that put the coat on him tonight before he went out to the ring. So yeah, Cody's good for right now, and if he gets out of line or out of pocket, I think Brandy will. KG, you know how that goes. Let me just put it that way.
What the hell?
When a camera goes off, we know who's handling that right there. So,
I turned the camera off for visual effect when I said what I said about Brock Lesnar. But I mean, geez, man, hold on. You talk like you don't get beat up with a goddamn uniform. Please stop playing with me, bro.
I don't turn the camera off though.
No, you take your ass whooping in public. I like to take mine in private. Mind your business.
It's semantics at that point. At the end of the day, the ass is still the whip.
Oh shit.
So, overall, I thought this match set up exactly. No. I'll post it, but no.
Correct.
It's setting up and leading us down a path that we knew we were going to go down. The question was, were they going to do it early now, or were we going to have a little bit more time and they stretch it out with the Paul Heyman, and then Paul's cutting it, then we get the Yeet, and then we get both Usos back together, then we get Sammy, and now we're in November. So we got a little bit more time, and I guess they had to up the ante because of the CW thing. So that puts Roman in play for the premiere SmackDown in September. And where does this go? Because they did a good job making Solo look like a leader. I was expecting there to be run-ins and stuff within the first 5 minutes, but part of the way through, I'm like, this is pretty much a one-on-one match. And Cody was doing, the normal Cody thing, telling the story, but Solo was managing his spots to become believable. But how are y'all feeling about the introduction or reintroduction of Roman and where we're going forward?
Well, it kind of sets up kind of what I've been saying the whole time. I mean, you kind of find it funny that Tonga Loa has been hurt with the eye for a while, but now he's jumping in to help Tama Tonga. And it was just those two at first.
Right.
And then Jacob comes in, and all of a sudden his ankle gets hurt off of a dive that he's been doing how many times?
Yep. And he landed on his side. So if you watch it back, yeah, the odds of an injury is slim. And
then all of a sudden Roman comes in. I'm telling you, it's working. It's working out the way I'm thinking it's working out.
So how long do you think before we get before Hikuleo debuts?
He's got to come at least between now and the second pay-per-view. He might show up after Germany.
Okay, so that'll be bad.
He doesn't have to be around. He'll probably be bad blood. He doesn't have Hikuleo doesn't necessarily have to be around. They kind of keep him as kind of like a last minute type thing, you know, because and I don't at this point, you know, Zilla coming in now is kind of a iffy situation now too, because Zilla is now the House of Glory crown royal champion.
Yeah.
So I don't know how entrenched he is with House of Glory, being that he's their top champion now. So, you know, we'll have to see what's going on with that. Maybe instead of Zilla, it'll be Sami Zayn. So I mean, there's some movement going on around here. So we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all a question. Did you hear the mention of the Gorillas of Destiny on WWE TV?
Oh yeah,
they've recognized them as God for a while now.
Yeah. I marked out over there. I was like, hey, Nubia Sumo talks about them. Hey, what y'all doing?
Oh yeah, we're in that new age. Two things is happening. One, all the Vince, Kevin Dunn, all that stuff, it's a thing of the past. And two, as promised at the top of the year, when's the last time you heard about Vince McMahon and his poop capades? It's a thing of the past. It's a done deal.
Nah, it may be a thing of the past, but here's the thing. They talking about Vince starting his own wrestling organization. Somebody said, if Vince started an organization, would you watch? Why? I seen what Vince. See, this is not the young Vince McMahon. This is not golden era. This is not attitude era. This is not ruthless aggression. This is not even PG era Vince. This is old man Vince, because I seen what he did during the pandemic with NXT. I don't want to watch anything he has his hands on, because he showed me that he can't do what he needed to do with NXT, because he ruined NXT when he took control from Triple H and he started running things. Everything went to shit during the pandemic.
Well, who said that Vince is actually going to be that hands-on?
This is Vince McMahon we're talking about.
Who's to say that his proxy isn't Shane?
Right. I was getting ready to say, what do you think about Shane going over and having meetings with Tony Khan?
Because I think he's going to wind up working for AEW. But here's the thing: this is Vince.
Not a money. The funny thing is, it's not a money thing. They don't need it.
But
so Vince could enter in and partner up, and it's not about the money.
If Vince has any type of creative control, we're talking about a shit show on wheels.
I doubt it. I know we can put a lot on Vince in some instances, but at the same time, we got to call a spade a spade. If it's not like we're bringing, Hogan in to, run AEW and do what Hogan does.
Yeah,
we're not having situations like that.
We're
having somebody that brings instant credibility when we're talking. Hey, Warner Brothers Discovery. We got a McMahon that's a liaison.
Is that instant credibility nowadays?
Yes.
Are we still talking instant credibility?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Because to the advertisers, that means that they're going to get their money's worth. Guaranteed. If that wasn't the case, then Monday Night Raw wouldn't be the longest episodic weekly television show of all time.
Here's the thing. You're talking. See, you're talking about what used to be. I'm talking about what is.
It still is, and that's on the back of Vince.
And I get that, but that's what he did 25, 30, 35 years ago. What he did in the last, let's just take a 5-year window. Let's say 2019 to 2024, and we don't even have all of 2024. But let's talk 2019 to 2024. NXT was doing numbers in 2019. You and I, all three of us, matter of fact, were on the shows talking about NXT, talking about how great the pay-per-views were, talking about how great the shows were during the week. When the pandemic hit, and he came in and he took over day-to-day operations. He took everything from Triple H. He started running the show. Ratings went down because
agreed. But remember, What AEW doesn't have is the framework that Vince could provide.
What framework is that? Because I don't see him providing anything.
The primary framework, and even Eric Bischoff talks about it all the time, understanding TV, how to produce quality television. Case in point. Now, I just recently went to a Dynamite taping. It was about 80% full for the show, which was a good show, phenomenal show. First time at AEW. They did a heck of a good job for the taping, great vibes, all that stuff. But for an after show pop, for whatever matches are after, for a WWE event, you're maybe going to lose 5% of the crowd. AEW, when we transitioned from Dynamite to Rampage, we lost maybe about 30% of the crowd. That's the difference. The framework of the TV, the framework of, the storytelling that you're doing. There's things that Vince does that the business would not be there irregardless. Yes, he may have tanked NXT or whatever, but if he's just consulting on that level, that's what they need to make them viable. If he want the rival WWE, then that's what he would provide. He doesn't have to be in charge of talent, but he needs to provide the framework for them to be more successful. The more money that they have with sponsorships, the more quality you're going to have on Rampage and Collision. Why did people leave? Because the main event for Rampage, and I like Private Party, but it was Private Party versus Maxim Models, M&M. That was your main event. But we saw Jericho come out, but Jericho wasn't in the main event. We saw a bunch of backstage segments, but, none of those top-tier talents was in the main event. Mercedes Moné came out with Camille, who had a match, but Mercedes Moné wasn't part of Rampage. Vince wouldn't allow that. If you're going to have a secondary show, you talk about Sunday Night Heat all the time, because Sunday Night Heat back in the day was popping. Things was happening.
Saturday night.
Shotgun Saturday night, stuff like that. Even, the pre-tape matches for superstars had superstars on them.
Yeah, never Hogan though, but that's another gripe.
You didn't need to, because that was a clip down, of Hulkamania. Plus, right after the show or before the show, you had the Hulk Hogan cartoon. Wasn't necessary, truthfully. But it's just a framework that can be provided to AEW to make them strong enough to be there, especially if the extra rumor is true that they may be bringing back WCW as a brand. As the final dig and smush to the face of Tony Khan. If they bring back WCW, man, that's going to be rough.
I would rather see them bring back. I would rather them see them bring back NWA, WCCW.
NWA exists.
Yeah, but I mean, bring it back to the point where, we talked about 7 days a week of wrestling, but we used to have 7 days a week of wrestling.
What if you give WCW to Fox?
Then, okay, give WCW to Fox.
So now you make you work with, they're already working with Reality of Wrestling and Booker T. So that's your first feeder system into NXT. NXT now can feed Raw, SmackDown, and WCW. And then you have if they wanted to go ahead and start pulling from the Indies, Maryland Championship Wrestling and some of the other ones, CMLL and other places, AAAs, and they can have a little bit more free reign to feed into that. And then those stars that they make, then they can cross promote and do things if they don't buy TNA. If they buy TNA, WCW is not necessary because TNA is already a brand. You got it.
Yeah, but you do. TNA should be your, if I'm running things, TNA got to be your Saturday morning, your mid Saturday morning run up. Because TNA used to fit well. That's when I used to watch. It used to fit well on Saturday mornings.
They can't be on Saturday morning. They won't watch us.
I'm talking about after us. After us, you can watch
we could be the lead in for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. We won't spite our own face there.
Because if I'm doing it, that's what I'm doing. I'm putting TNA on Saturday morning, but I digress because
we'll see what happens. But I don't think that would be a bad thing for a taste of McMahon. Let's put it that way, because again, they can't leverage the fact that we have money, because Shad Khan, he's good. So it's not a money thing. It's finally Vince can really say he's injecting poison to kill his own creation, or at least to rival his own creation. Non-kayfabe, it'd be a shoot at this point. But Shane McMahon would be the front person.
Maybe, just maybe, if things would have worked out the way that they were supposed to, and Shane would have took over WCW in 2001 like he started to, and Vince didn't put his big boot on it.
But the problem was they didn't have the TV. That's what jammed them up. And USA didn't want to provide an extra time slot for another show or another brand at that juncture. They were happy where they were. Obviously, AOL Time Warner did not want WCW or any wrestling at that point on their network.
True.
So, just like Bischoff talked about, without TV, it's useless. And the WWE network didn't exist.
Right, but you had other options.
You could have TNN.
You could have went to TNN. You could have went
to Spike. Been there, done that. That was a hot garbage.
Yeah, but you could have went to TNN. You could have went to Spike.
Spike didn't exist at that level. Then they weren't ready for that.
Why didn't Spike? Spike was around in 2001,
but they weren't at the level that they got to 4 years later when Spike was actually something. They were still.
I'm sorry, Spike TV for men. That was great.
Yeah, they weren't ready yet.
You could have put it on network TV. You could have tried to work something out with.
It wasn't mainstream, KG. It wasn't mainstream.
What wasn't mainstream? WCW?
No, wrestling was
not mainstream. It wasn't mainstream. And
back me up on this. Was it mainstream like we are now, where championship belts are everywhere? You see some baseball, football, basketball, rugby. You see championship belts. You see people making their own belts to have belt. I mean, it's so much ingrained in the culture now. No. Back then, it was just something that was taboo, that you're a wrestling fan, and then that's about it.
No.
You're one of them people.
See, no.
2001, you're the tiebreaker on this.
2001, you had so many options. They showed WCW on channel 50 on Saturday mornings. They did the Tony Schiavone and who the fuck else was it? Was it Living Legends? Larry Zbyszko and Tony Schiavone did the recap show on Sunday morning of everything that happened during the week. You could have put that
all tied into Turner. That's Ted Turner. That's all tied into him.
So Ted Turner owns the WB. Well, no, that was Time Warner. I got you. Okay.
Once they pulled it again without the TV, it's useless.
Okay, but you could have found something else. At that time, no,
they weren't fighting.
They
around that time. You talking about 2001? Wrestling was on a downswing.
It wasn't biting.
The fans, hardcore fans like us, were struggling to try to find wrestling. WCW had already left. It had already been bought out. It had already merged with WWE. WWE started messing that up. 2001 was the first years of TNA and ECW and the end of ECW. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it was rough around that time. Well, nobody wanted wrestling at that time. So it was hard to get wrestling on television, except for WWE, because I mean WWE was already the standard bearer, the establishment. So everybody wanted a piece of that if they could get it. But nobody really wanted anything outside of WWE because there was nothing really out there that was marketable.
Now see that I get what you're saying because we were coming down to the end of Attitude Era.
Yep.
We were kind of slowly starting to transition into Ruthless Aggression, but I do remember that fall off. But then I remember the uptick with TNA. TNA broke away from NWA and they became their own separate thing. And this is long before Dixie Carter took over. This is when Jeff Jarrett and his dad was still involved, and they were running things. TNA probably was the best thing on TV.
But
but we're not that. 2001.
No,
that's not 2001. 2001 was when TNA first started.
Right. That was about. This is about 07.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. That's but around successful. But like 2001 was a struggle for professional wrestling.
Yeah, and TNA was only successful because of what it was. It was different because of the 6-sided ring.
I agree with Sam. Sci-Fi,
now,
MTV, CBS, Nickelodeon, even somebody could have handled WCW.
Well, let's talk about it. So let's talk about it. MTV wasn't that around the time MTV had Wrestling Society X?
For a brief second, didn't survive.
And that didn't survive. You had
way out, and they were going straight into Real World and Teen Mom.
Terrible.
So
MTV wasn't MTV anymore at that point.
MTV ain't been MTV in about 20 years.
Longer than that.
This is around the time of what? CW had first started around that time. Yeah. UPN.
Sci-Fi screwed ECW because they wanted more science fiction than wrestling.
UPN started in the 90s. So UPN wound up turning into the CW.
Yeah, but that was all Buffy the Vampire Slayer and
Angel
teenage dramas and stuff like that. One Tree Hill and
now
it did have CSI, but I didn't care about it back then.
If the deal that Paul Heyman talked about, where he would have sold ECW to Disney, had happened, maybe. Because if that were the case, all three of us would be working for Disney still.
Yeah.
Because we all three of us would have transferred over there to whatever that wrestling was.
Yeah.
That's true. You said something about teen drama. That popped in my head, right?
Went to that.
What are you saying, KG?
You said something about teen dramas. The first thing that popped in my head.
What?
I don't want to wait.
Oh God!
Don't you much to get colder.
Oh God, that shit used to piss me off. Like I would purposely pass by that network at that point.
Oh,
never watched it. You must have been a fan because I never watched the episode of that.
Neither have I.
I've never watched the episode, but I always
that song. You'd be scrolling through because you only had a certain amount of networks at that point.
The Family Guy episode, Peter was singing that.
But in retrospect, as we wrap up everything, we also I don't know about that, dude. We can't. You're going to have that. Yeah. You're going to have
that. Sam, we're doing all right. We were doing all right. You start to lose me.
Like, yep, you just set yourself back 5 years. But in retrospect, we have to be appreciative of where we are now. How much potential for wrestling to have, like we talked about last week, 7 days of it, in essence, once you're factoring in premium live events and pay-per-views. And that they have some prominence. We have networks fighting for different components of WWE programming, and there's still room for AEW. The fact that Time Warner finally said, yeah, we need some wrestling. We're at a better place. The only thing that's missing that I wish we had is what's in Europe. Netflix gets everything. Everything. They're basically the WWE network and Peacock put together. Why we can't get that, I don't know. But we're gonna have to wait and see what Netflix, WWE on Netflix is gonna look like from the interface standpoint, because we could at least get back to some normalcy if they give us uncut, unedited product. And I'm not talking about the future. We already know that's locked in. I'm talking about everything that's already been. Give us the Attitude Era and before. Give us the blood. Give us everything that was nerfed from Peacock, and we'll be solid. And again,
give us the network back.
It's not happening. Definitely not now, because again, that was a McMahon thing. We can't even get freaking Evolution 2, and Stephanie McMahon is married to the COO, and they have daughters that want to be in the wrestling business.
He don't want that. He doesn't feel it's necessary.
Can't even appease them a second time. Not happening. Tony Khan would be smart. He would do something like we talked about in the past. But, he's got issues on his own with, the Britt Baker and the MJFs and all that stuff. So,
well, he got an issue with
we'll be talking about on the next show.
He got an issue with that because he got Sasha Banks making disciplinary decisions. You just got here. You can't tell me what to do. You don't even go here.
Yeah.
Well, that's still speculation. I don't know about that yet. We don't really know whether that's or not.
Yeah, that's when Mandy was goated, and then Hillary Duff was goated. Jennifer Love Hewitt was goated. Who else? Yeah, that's we go down that rabbit hole for another day. So, gentlemen, KG, it's time. We talked about at the beginning, but with all this television talk, I figure we might as well talk about our network that we'll be a part of. Just to remind everybody, once again, how they can see us very soon on the B and the TV Saturdays in the morning, where we can destroy young minds while they're watching cartoons.
Of course. I don't know about destroying young minds.
We're going to destroy them.
I'm trying to uplift them.
Oh, Lord.
Trying to take them a little higher.
No, God. If you start singing Love Lift Us Up Where We Belong, I'm really going to hit you out there.
We're going to be on the Cartoon Network, too?
I don't know. Man, I would love that. Let me introduce the shows.
What cartoons should come after us on Cartoon Network? Johnny Bravo? Take it retro?
No. Johnny Quest.
Oh, God. Come on. Really, old man?
No.
Johnny Quest?
Nope.
These young kids. They got time for that. Stop. Yes. Go. Tell them. This is the next one we don't need, KG. Go ahead and jump in, please.
Mighty Max, man. That's what cartoons should come out does. Mighty Max.
Yeah.
But you can see us if you live in New York, Phoenix, Hartford, LA, Seattle, Des Moines, Chicago, Cleveland, South Bend, Dallas, Nashville, Orlando, Houston, Salt Lake City, St. Louis, Milwaukee, and DC. You can see us on Me TV. So,
long story short, we'll be around. And if you can't find us, that means you're blind, you're deaf, probably dead. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Gentlemen, any last words before we go ahead and park this mothership and let everybody off?
No, I think I'm good for right now.
KG?
Other than the fact that, and still.
Yes, just stop. Just stop. Let's take it over to Sesame Street, our correspondent up against the wall. Big guy KG, anything?
So tonight, gotta leave your 9 to 5 up on the shelf.
Jesus Christ.
And just enjoy yourself. Nothing matters.
Easy to get to you. Life ain't so bad
at all. When you're
living
on
Ladies and gentlemen, this mixtape is being brought to you by the Sideline Junkies. The Saturday Night WrestleManiacs don't do overtime, but last thing we're going to do is subject you to these non-singing motherfuckers. So Have a good
No, he got it. He got it. He snuck one in. Look.